Hello viewers, thanks for coming to my website. In this YouTube channel, I'll be discussing on how you can make money with KWSP. So as you all know, KWSP is also known as a Employee Provident Fund, and it's basically for employee in Malaysia. So we'll be looking through what it is about KWSP and how you can utilize that particular fund option in order to increase our income. So in this next slides, we'll be looking into what is KWSP. KWSP, also known as in Malay language, is known as Kumpulan Wang Simpanan Pekerja, which is it's a fund made for employee of Malaysian citizens. It's not sure it's applicable for permanent residents, but basically it's for employee who works here. And you can choose to contribute the KWSP either as a full-time employee or as a self-employed employee. And it's the same with the Road IRA. If you're an American, you should be come across on this Road IRA, where you try to match the fund, the contribution with the employer, so you can withdraw when you retire. And then now is how it's being applied is on monthly basis. So the employee in Malaysia, they get the salary on a monthly basis, and certain percentage will be deducted from the employee gross salary, and this is before tax. And they'll be contributing towards their fund, and equally to this, certain percentage will be contributed from the employer, which is higher than the employee percentage, and this will be done on monthly basis for the 12 months throughout the whole year. Right, the employee will be able to retrieve or withdraw the fund in two different ways. One is known as account 1, and another is known as account 2. The differences is account 1 is applicable only once the employer reaches 55 or retire or totally leave the country, then is able to refund, take the money out. And for account 2, the employee can take the money or withdraw the money either for their education, to self-develop themselves, to pay out some of their property investment, and much more. If you need to know more information, you can always log into the website as I display here, kwsp.government.my-employer, what you need to know. Alright, now we'll be going to look into how the website looks like. So this is the website. You need to go to the login page in order to click and login. So these are the login page. Okay, in this login page, you will enter ID and password. If you don't have an ID and password, you need to walk into the branch and then to register it. And then you need to activate it by first time login. Once you're given activation and you're able to log in, then you can log into this website anywhere, anytime. There is also a mobile version and mobile app for either Android or iOS or App Gallery. And you can just download this and also still view it in your website or in your mobile. So once you log in, this is how the website looks like. And you'll be having your name here, and this is mine personally. I'm not sharing my amount as it's quite personal. And I'm having this here to show to you how to look into the investment portion, where you need to look at the top column over here and then click on the investment button. Once you click on the investment button, you'll be going into the investment page, and this is the investment page where you can see what are a list of mutual funds you can invest, and then what are the total units, the price, and what are the profits and unrealized profit and percentage. This is in Ringgit Malaysia, and these are the percentages, the current value, the number of unit, NAV, the net asset value per unit. So each unit of this FIN, what's the worth? That's what you see here. This is the total unit that I have in my accounts, and at the top you can see the total profit, how many percentage it has increased, the current value, and you can also see the percentage in the chart part over here. You can also choose to export in CSV and then import it in your Google Sheet to compare, and you can do further. So how you want to select the fund is that in the previous page, you look into the option here, fund tools. And then in here, once you click on the fund tool, you have a fund selector. When you click on this fund selector, you will come to the fund selector page where they will give an option to either choose a specific fund by clicking on the drop down menu, or you can just directly click on the generate table. If you click on the generate table, that's where that you'll be coming into these pages. So in this page, you can do further alteration to choose your fund. And you can see the performance tables on each funds. Here is a total performance table. I have it in a compact view, and what are the aspects I'm looking into the funds return for first year, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, or 10 years. The maximum it goes to is up to 10 years. And these are the volatility rating, how risky it is. And if you're not sure on what it is, you can also refer to this table where it says fund volatility classification. And then there's like a lot of pages where you can look through in each funds. Alright, and you can also further narrow down the fund according to places, location. The category, the fund category is focused on whether it's risk or high risk. And then we have a Sharia compliant funds, and the consistent return 0 to 5, whether is it high or low risk. Next page, let's say if I choose Afin Huang. In here I can read more further details on the fund, and I can also see some chart on how the fund is actually progressing. So if you want to know the details on what the fund has been already invested, I need to click on the fund fact sheet. In the fund fact sheet, once I click, it will redirect me to the PDF which is linked on the previous tag as a hyperlink. So once you click on it, it will go to this particular page, and in here you can see the equities that in this particular fund invest is either for Tencent, it also invested on Facebook, Microsoft, Taiwan, Alibaba, Samsung, and much others. And you can see the return percentage on first year, third year, year to date. And this is basically all is which you have it here. All of this is actually a mutual fund. They are not individual shares. So what happened, the difference is that a mutual fund is like a group of funds which there is a management, they will be managing your funds. So you need to contribute certain amount, depending on the fund. Certain fund you can start to contribute by 500 initially, and then follow it 100 monthly as it progress. And then the following fund, certain fund you need to start initiation with by 1,000 ringgit. And then follow with other amounts as much as you prefer. So it depends on the people on how they prefer to manage their funds. So if you want to choose to buy a fund, you click on the buy fund, and then it will be redirecting you to one of the fund distributor depending on the fund. Not all fund has all of these three. Some don't even have any of these three, and they have other funds such as public mutual and much other. So in order to buy the fund, you need to have an account on one of these fund distributors. So for my case, I'm having iFast Capital. But if you do have Afin Huang and Public Mutual, you can also click on that particular link for that. And for this example, let's say if I choose to log in with Public Mutual, I just need to click on the hyperlink over here. And once I click, it will redirect me to the web page within the KWSP website to show us what is Public Mutual and what are the funds they're having, and what are the type of the fund, whether it's a conventional or Sharia funds, and the fund code, the date when it's been launched, and how to categorize on the age of the fund. And if you want to choose to purchase further on one of these funds, you just need to click the website over here. Once you do that, it will redirect you to the website, and you need to be able to log in by entering your login ID and password. So for this, you need to register. So you need to, if you don't have one, you need to click on open an account and try to register. And if you purchase the fund through KWSP, the fund, you don't have any sales charges. As you can see, it's a 0% sales charges. So once you go here, and then you create your ID, create login, they might need to ask you some verification documents such as your residence, your national ID, your passport, and so on. So once you provide that and get it registered, once you have an account, you'll be able to log in to make a purchase. If you don't have that in public mutual, you can also choose other fund distributors. For example, if you click on iFast Capital 1, if you click on iFast Capital 1, within that KWSP, it will redirect you to the iFast Capital's website. iFast is also known as FSM1, famously in Malaysia. There you can choose to buy your ETF fund from this. And then you can see there's many type of funds, and if you like to see other funds, just click on other pages in here at the bottom. So if you want to buy a fund from this FSM, you click on visit website. Once you click on the visit website, it will redirect to here, and you need to have an account in here. If you don't have one, you can click open an account and then create. Alternatively, they also have Affin Huang. As you can see in here, you have Affin Huang. Once you click on Affin Huang, it will go to internet KWSP Affin Huang. When you purchase the fund here, you click on visit website and you redirect to Affin Huang website itself. You can either choose the fund and also click to get started and start with the account details. So once they're done, these are the examples of funds that I have with FSM1. I have most of my account with FSM1, but I do have others with other accounts as well. So in here you can see what are the fund portfolio we have, what are type of funds have you invested, what are the geographical locations, and more information you can get over here. And that's about it. So in here, if you want to see this, you have many type of fund. So the type of fund and the category of the fund, whether is it low and high. So a high volatility fund, it will generally takes very high risk, which means at a sudden it can be increased, and within the year it can just decrease. You see, the first year it can be 23, and some years it can reach to 4.7, which is quite low. But it's not that low. It's still applicable because generally 5 to 8% is acceptable. If you rent the property, good return will be 5 to 8%, depending on location. But in funds, it's the same thing. You have your 5 and sometimes you have 6. So even though it's not consistent, not same rate, but still is consistent, is able to produce that amount. So if you are, how generally people will accept a fund is that when a person depend on the age capacity. If you are young, it's good if you have a high fund, very high or high. If you are a person who conservative, who doesn't want to take high risk, you can always go for a low fund or high or medium high or very low, and that's where that your fund return will be matching according to your fund volatility. So if you have 2%, one person choose very high and another choose low, and at the end of the retire time, they will be having a fund according to the volatility they choose. So that's about it, this tutorial. So I've already taught you on how to create the fund, how to log in, how to purchase. So if you need more information on KWSP and how to do some other steps, please let me know in the comment below, and please also click like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.